First and foremost, I want to give Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's the name of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His officer Quata Zabala coming from Sakari, Baltimore. And this topic is just on this improper judgment, just some things that are going on in the earth. I don't want to make this too long, but I saw this pop up this morning, but it was from yesterday. Sha'Carri Richardson basically saying, hey, man, y'all barred me from the Olympics for testing positive for marijuana, but she tests positive for steroids, and you're letting her compete. Now they're saying that she can't. This chick right here, this Edomite. Now, and I want to just start off with this. Actually, so far, we're looking at this picture, and we obviously can see, a so-called black woman and a so-called white woman, right? In the Bible, this would be an Israelite, and this would be an Edomite, right? By and large, majority of the time. Now, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans come in many different shades and colors, but this just playing out for the sake of the conversation is a perfect representation of just how things happen in the earth right now, and just a couple reasons why they are happening. But so she gets the judgment that she's barred. She's allowed to compete, but they're saying that they did it because they would be concerned about her mental state and well-being. But you weren't concerned about her mental state and her well-being. So, obviously it's not fair. It's not correct. If she was barred, then she should have been barred also. But this is not our kingdom. This is the kingdom of our enemies, right? The Most High calls the Edomites the wicked of the earth, right? He calls them the wicked. And he calls our people the righteous, of course, when we're in our right state of mind and we're following his laws, statutes, and commandments. But let's get a couple of precepts. I'm not going to share my screen. I'm just going to read these precepts. Let's go to Habakkuk 1 and 4. Right? Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore, wrong judgment proceedeth. Wrong judgment proceeds, in this kingdom that we're in right now. This kingdom that's run by the so-called white man, by the Edomites. They're the last ruling kingdom on the earth before Yahweh Shai comes back, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Right? But the judgments on this earth, just think. If you're black, Hispanic, or Native American, here in the in the Western Hemisphere, we fill up the prison houses. Things are always happening to us when it comes down to the judicial system. That's a heavier judgment on us, and lighter penalties happen to them for the same offenses. These things happen, and this is because the wicked are in control of the earth. The wicked have compassed the righteous, right? The wicked are the ones that are in control, right now, and they're doing the things that they want to do for their people, right? So let's go to we'll go to Deuteronomy 16 and 19, and it reads, Thou shalt not wrest judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise, and pervert the words of the righteous. Right? So when it talks about respecting persons, it's going into you respecting persons in judgment. If you're somebody who's rich and you committed a crime, let's say you committed adultery, right? Right? You're a man, you slept with another man's wife, right? That happened then, and you were found guilty of that crime, you'll be put to death, right? That's what the law said. That's not respecting a person in judgment. And then you, as someone who's rich, you couldn't give $100,000 to make that go away. Now that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, we know that there was wickedness amongst our people, that at times, the money did come into account or take precedence over the proper judgment. But the way the Most High has it set up, and it will be set up again in the kingdom, is that, hey man, it doesn't matter if you're going to be rich or if you're rich or if you're poor. You did the crime, you do the time, whatever that is, right? That's righteous, that's balanced, that's fair for everyone, right? But it's not going to be like that right now, right? It's not going to be that way. You're going to have these Edomites making decisions that benefit them. And a part of this, the main part of this situation is really because of geopolitical implications, right? So let's hit this. I'm going to hit Ecclesiastes 5 and 8. Actually, I'm going to do this in the NLT. Ecclesiastes 5 and 8 in the NLT. It says, "Don't be surprised if you see a poor person being oppressed by the powerful, and if justice is being miscarried throughout the land. For every official is under orders from higher up, and matters of justice get lost in red tape and bureaucracy." This is a matter of proper justice, right? She should have been barred, but this whole situation is really going to get lost in the red tape and the bureaucracy because she's a Russian. And look at what's going on with Russia and the Ukraine, the European Union, and the United States, which is, more biblical prophecy taking place and taking form to pave the way for the arrival of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Right? So we see these things that are happening, but this is what the Bible said was going to happen. The wicked are in rulership, the people mourn. But when the righteous are in rulership, which is going to be in the kingdom of heaven, when the righteous are in rulership, the people will rejoice. That's going to set everything back in proper balance and order, because we're going to live by the laws and the commandments of the Most High God, Yahweh. Right, and we're going to put forth that law in the whole earth, and you're not going to be able to put forth wicked and improper justice and judgments in the earth. Right, so let's read this real fast. Read Isaiah 9 and 7. Come. Actually, we'll start at 6. For unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Verse 7, of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. The Most High is going to send his son to execute judgment and justice in the earth and to set everything back in order. And we won't see situations like this, right? We're not going to see an improper judgment come down. We're going to see the correct judgment happen every single time, right? That's what's going to happen. And to make that happen, you see all these geopolitical situations that are building up right now. These wars and these rumors of wars that are happening right now is all building up because there's ultimately going to be a destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America, and then a final war that they're going to try to fight against Yahweh Shai, right? So let's just read this. Revelation 19 and 11. And it reads, "And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. Whenever he comes back, he's going to judge and he's going to make war. He's going to set forth judgment on the Edomites and the nations for what they did to the Israelites, right? He's going to set forth the proper judgment on the whole earth. He's going to judge the wicked of the Israelites for not repenting and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. But ultimately, we're not going to see an unbalanced judgment, when the kingdom is established. But right now, you're going to see it because the wicked are in rulership. They're just doing their little wickedly deeds that they were set up to do, right? So, when I hear people complain, because I'm starting to see a lot of Twitter feeds and Twitter posts and things like that about it, don't complain about it. If you're a Black, Hispanic, or Native American, or one of our brothers and sisters that are scattered to the four corners of the earth, and you believe that you're an Israelite, you have faith in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, right? If you are wholeheartedly repentant, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, right, then you're working to make this go away. But if you're not a repentant Israelite and you're complaining about this, you're doing nothing but kicking the can down the road and allowing our enemy to control and rule over top of us, because the kingdom is within us. We have the ability to make the kingdom come, right? And all we have to do is follow direction, follow orders, follow the playbook. The Bible, that's our playbook. Follow the words of the Most High. So with that, I'm going to call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai and Shalom.